Hi and welcome to Elementary Cooking, the cooking show where kids are the main ingredient. I'm your host, Jason Farrington.
And I'm Jacob Narvison.
And welcome to our show. For episode 1, we're going to be making some chocolate chip cookies, a recipe that was submitted from Michaela. So thank you, Michaela, for that recipe. So let's take a look at our ingredients and then we're going to run to the store and get them. For today's recipe, we need 6 ounces of flour, 9 eggs, 2, then 10, then 2 cups of water, and 10 bags of chocolate chips, but we're only going to use half.
So here we are at the grocery store. We're gonna go get some ingredients for these amazing chocolate chip cookies.
Let's do this thing.
First stop, chocolate chips or flour probably.
We need 10 bags? Jeez.
They're 2 for $5 over here.
That's dark chocolate.
That's all right.
I don't want dark chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
There it is. Ready? Here we go.
So we need 10 bags.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whole wheat flour? All-purpose flour? What are we looking for?
All purpose. We just need a small bag.
A small bag of all-purpose flour. Where's the small bag? Stay there.
And eggs.
Yeah, this is perfect. Okay.
Alright, so we have our ingredients.
Gonna put that cut away like a champ. Like a champ. Now we're heading back to the car.
We should have
Back
talked to
to
Scott actually.
Well,
If we would have checked out with Scott, these would have been bagged a lot more properly.
how dare you? How dare you, mister?
I'm hoping your cooking skills are better than your bagging skills.
I'm hoping your cooking skills are better than your face.
Oh, they are.
We are back and we have our ingredients for our chocolate chip cookies. We have our 6 ounces of flour, which is a cup and a half. We have 9 eggs. We have the first part of our 2, then 10, then 2 cups of water. And we have our 10 bags of chocolate chips, but we're only going to use half. What do you think of that strategy, only using half?
It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it works out for us.
All right, well, I hope it does. So, all right, we're gonna have Jacob start us off. We're gonna get some eggs going, and let's get those in. I'm gonna start with the flour. Whenever you're baking, you always wanna keep your wet ingredients and your dry ingredients separated. Some people might say, hey, well, you only have one dry ingredient. Why not just dump it in there with the eggs? Because that's not how you do things. So this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna dump the flour in here. How are those eggs coming, Jacob?
2 down,
7 to go.
7 to go. Got it. I
Yep,
can do
yep,
math.
Yep. You were homeschooled too, it looks like. All right, I'm going to just kind of whisk this up a little bit, make sure there's not any chunks or anything in it. You want to make sure that your flour is nice and floury, you know what I mean? So we're gonna just get those eggs going. Let's beat those eggs. And maybe do it a little bit better.
Okay, sorry, yeah. Nothing's actually happening with that.
Alright, we were whisking the eggs, folks. And that looks pretty good there. So why don't we put the first portion of our 2, then 10, then 2 cups. Now, before you get started, we want to do this very carefully. We don't want to splash and spill the eggs over the side of the bowl, because then we'll have to start over. So we want to be very careful, and I'm just going to kind of stir as he goes. You go a little bit faster than that.
Sorry.
Perfect. Okay, and as this is going, we're going to get our next portion of our water. We're going to do our 10 and then our 2. All right, and there we have it, our last 2 cup of water. And this is getting a little frothy, but it's looking good. So we are going to dump this. I'm going to let you take the whisk, and we're going to dump this flour in and mix that together. See if we can't get that to solidify a little bit, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right. It's looking like a first grade volcano science experiment.
Yes.
All right, that's looking good. All right, let's open up that first bag of chocolate chips.
Ah, look at the Skittles.
And we're gonna do this one together. So we got 10 bags, and we're only gonna use
Half of the 10.
But before we do that, we gotta make sure that these are any good.
Yeah, are these poisoned?
Make sure they're safe for the kids.
Oh, we gotta check.
They're safe for the
They're
kids.
definitely good. Ah! Sorry. my goodness. Okay, there's
Two down.
It's all sinking to the bottom, no big deal. Three, four. And number 5. I'll do the honors.
Okay. 5 bags of chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips. Okay.
So just stir that up just a little
Just try
bit.
stirring that up. Okay. Okay.
Now while he's mixing that, I'm gonna get it prepped and ready for the freezer. Now we want this dough to sit in the freezer for just a little bit, and that's gonna help the consistency. It's gonna help it bake really nicely, actually. So what are you thinking of how that's looking so far?
Looks fabulous. You see how the consistency in here is just off the charts.
Super consistent.
Super consistent.
Now that our dough has been chilled for just a little bit, it's time to ball up the dough, get it on the pan, and get it ready for the oven. So notice how he grabs about a fist and a half full of the dough and balls it up.
You gotta form it like a ball, otherwise it won't stay together.
Now one thing to note too, you want to make sure to get a little separation
Oh yeah, they were a little
between
That's my
your
bad.
cookies because they are going to expand
Yes.
once they're in the oven.
Okay, a little bit separation there. Okay, got it?
So I think with this method and this size of cookie, they're a little big,
Yeah.
but I think we can get about 6 cookies on this sheet. Normally you want to get 8 to 10, but
I grabbed a little much.
you know, yeah. So we might actually, let's go ahead and I'm gonna separate this one a little bit, make it a little smaller. Again, when you do that, it's gonna want to kind of pull apart, so you're gonna want to kind of grab it again,
Reball it.
reball it up, squish it a little bit there.
When you
And-
hear the suction sound, that's how you know you're doing it right. Okay?
All right, so we have our 6 cookies ready to be baked, and the next step on our cooking instructions is to preheat the oven to any number that we want. So what are we going with today, Jacob?
Should we try 10,000?
Let's see if the oven will go to 10,000. The oven maxes out at 550 degrees, so that's what we're gonna go with.
We're gonna try it out.
So we're gonna let that preheat, and then we'll be back in just a second to put these in the oven.
All right, now that the oven is preheated, we're gonna put our cookies in the oven, and the instructions say to put them in for a day or an hour until they're flat. But since our cookies are already flat, we're just gonna put them in the oven for an hour.
All right, our cookies are out of the oven, and man, did they look good. Let's dish them up onto this plate and see how we did.
Oh, it's still hot. Ooh, that looks tasty.
As you can see, as he's putting it on the plate, they're starting to separate just a little bit. I think that's due to maybe just a little bit extra water than we really needed. Just a little bit.
Maybe a cup too much.
But you know, overall not too bad. Let's get the rest of them on there and let's try these. I'll say this one is holding together much better than the last one. See, I was gonna say, just scrape it off with your finger. That looks delicious. All right, 2 more to go. Let's see how they did. You can really see around the edges just the crispiness to these cookies.
Let's try a cookie.
All right, I'm gonna take this piece right here.
Just a piece of cookie.
All right, cheers.
Oh,
That's good.
you can taste a little bit of chocolate, but mostly cookie.
Yeah. All right, we didn't really. I'm really glad that we cut the chocolate chip portion in half. We got the 10 bags. We only used 5.
It was
I
a
think
bold strategy.
It
and
worked
paid
out.
off for
It
us.
worked out. Yeah,
It really did.
did.
It really did.
These did turn out really good. So thanks for joining us on Elementary Cooking, and remember, spread the word, and we promise not to spread salmonella. We'll see you next time.